Hi everybody. Sorry that there's no picture of me or video of me right now. I'm kind of having some issues with my camera right now. So let's just hop into today. We're going to be talking about animation with functions. All right. So um, last time, last assignment, you guys created essentially a circle with a little pizza slice in it that was rotating, which was really to start modeling what it would look like for a wheel to start spinning. So I'm going to want us to have an animation of like a car driving from left to right. And before we get into actually doing that, what I want to do is show you how to make your life a little bit easier by writing functions for animations that you are going to be drawing multiple times. All right, like that wheel, we're going to have two of them. So we can make our life easier by just making a function that draws a wheel. Here's how we're going to do it. We're going to call, below our draw function, we're going to have a function called wheel. And in this wheel function, we're going to have a few different parameters. We're going to have the CTX, the context that we're working on. We're going to have a WX and a WY, standing for the wheel X coordinate and the wheel Y coordinate, wherever that's centered on your page. We're going to have a WR, wheel radius, as well as an angle. All right, you know what? We'll just call it WA for consistency, wheel angle. All right. Now, in this function right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, all right, first, let's create a variable called current fill and set that equal to ctx.fill_style. What this will do is it'll store in this variable whatever fill style is already in use in the context before we run this function. This way, at the end of our method, what we can do is we can say ctx.fill_style is equal to current fill, so that any changes we make using the fill style in our function does not affect anything outside of our function. So whatever fill style we have going in is what fill style we'll have going out. All right. Uh, and just to show immediately why it is we need that, our wheel, I'm going to make the tire black. So I'm going to change my fill style to black. But let's say it was red before I wrote my function. It'll be red when I end. But yeah, so I'm going to change my fill style to black. I'm going to draw the circular tire. So I'm going to say ctx dot begin path, ctx dot close path, ctx dot fill, and inside the begin and close path, I'll put the ctx dot arc method to draw my circle. All right. Now what I want this circle to be centered at whatever WX and WY the user gave me. I want the radius of this tire to be the radius that the user gave me. And I want it to go from 0 to 2 times math, oops, so 2 times math dot pi. All right. Just with having that, if we call a wheel method in here of, let's say, 100, 140, and let's just make the angle 0 right now, since and we have to pass in a CTX as well. If we do that, and we also, if we call the draw method, you'll see that circular wheel. All right. Now, if I decided I wanted to have two of them, let's make this about a bit smaller, 10, and let's shift this one over 80 units. You'll see it moves to the left. And now I could have another one. And let's shift this over so that it's at 120 units. And now I have those two wheels on my canvas. All right, now obviously we had a few other things that we wanted to do with this. Firstly, we wanted these wheels to spin, which we use this angle for it, and also we need to have something to differentiate uh, the what part of the wheel is up or down or whatever. So let's do what we did yesterday, which is we're going to now change the fill style to some gray value. I'm actually going to copy this to make my life a lot easier. And now all we got to do is change a couple of things. Firstly, I don't want this to go from 0 to 2 times math.pi. I want this to go from 0 to math.pi over 4, and for it to become a pizza slice and not just an arc that is connected together from the endpoints, I'm going to say ctx.line to that center value, which again is at wx, wy. If I do that, you should see now that we have pizza slices in here. Now, to get this to turn, what we have to do is on this pizza slice, we need to add our angle to those start and end angle right here. And then what we need to do in this draw method is, well, let's first make a angle variable. I'll just call it var angle, set it equal to 0 at the start. Every time we finish drawing our wheels, I'm just going to say, firstly, we got to say ctx.clearRect, so from 0, 0 to c1 dot width c1 dot height, so that it clears out our animation every single time. And then here we could say angle plus equals, let's say 0.05 or something, and then I'm going to say var t is equal to set timeout. We call a function. The function that we're going to be calling is draw. Again, always, always, always be super careful about your parentheses and curly brackets here. Make sure that they're pristine. And then we'll do this every 10 milliseconds. Okay, see what happened. We never actually changed the angles here. So let's make sure that our wheels have this angle variable now that they're using. And now we see them turning. We see those two wheels turning in time. All right. And now if you wanted to just have a basic boxy car that these wheels are on, what I could do is I could just say, all right, let's put a rectangle in there. ctx.fillRect. Let's see, I wanted to go a little bit behind where that started. Let's say we'll have this at 60, let's say 60, 80. I'm going to want it to, let's make this 80 units wide, and let's just bring it down 40 units tall. Let's see how that looks. And we could always just change things. Oh, also, before that, let's change the fill style to something that we can tell the difference of. Let's set that to blue. You see I'll change the FFs from lowercase to capitalized. It doesn't matter necessarily. I just like to keep everything consistent. Alright, well, now that looks more like a video cassette player, because I brought this up, this is too low down compared to what I wanted it to be. So, let's try lowering the height. We're getting a little closer. Let's try bringing this up a bit. Let's put that at 70. Yeah, and that sort of looks like a little boxcar. Alright, obviously we can make a more detailed version of this, and we can. I'll probably have a optional video for you guys on that on Friday. But there you go. You have a nice box car. And now if you wanted to, you could have this go from left to right by creating some sort of like X variable, but we will do that tomorrow. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. I'm just going to pull this down so that you have some snapshot points. This is everything from the draw method plus the initial draw call, and this is everything from that wheel method. If you're struggling with anything, just double check these all clearly. Please do not forget to do the daily attendance. You'll see that a bunch of you have been marked absent in Pupil Path because you forget to do this. Please, please, please make sure that you're doing this. It is imperative that you do this. And join the Discord if you haven't already. All right, for real this time. See you in the next one. Bye.